guys, I'm Annie Agar. I'm an NFL and college football correspondent for Bally Sports. But the way I got this job and got into this career was by being different. It was anything but normal. So today, through the stories and experiences I've had, I want to share with you guys how being different really can be your greatest strength. If there's one thing I want you guys to take out of this, it is this. It's all about how you think. Being different doesn't necessarily mean you act differently, but you think differently. We are in Detroit. Love this city. I was born here. But I have to bring it up, the Detroit Lions did not lose this week because they are on a bye week. Wouldn't it be nice, though, if we could have a bye week in life? Just, hey, no, I'm not doing it this week. Don't feel like it. I do not feel like performing this week. In the case of the Lions, that was the first 8 weeks of the season, so. But, I love the Detroit sports community. I love how sports kind of unites us. It's a great thing. You see a Lions fan across from you, usually in the same group therapy session, but you see a Lions fan across from you and you immediately know how they're feeling. You have this connection with them. At a really young age, I knew sports was important in the state of Michigan with the Michigan-Michigan State rivalry. Although I don't know if we can call it much of a rivalry when someone blows a 16-point lead. Isn't that weird? But I love that about Michigan. And I mentioned being different, so here's how I was a little bit different. I was doing so well, I know. I'm an Ohio State fan. Yep. Living in Michigan. I had 2 combined friends my whole life, and they were both my parents. Shout out to my mom and dad. But I loved the controversy of being different. I loved separating myself from everybody else. So I took that into my career. I knew I wanted to work for ESPN. That was the goal for a very long time. I used to tell my friends in college, they say, what are you studying? I'd say, well, I'm going to work for ESPN. That was just the answer that I had, because I wanted to speak it into existence. So I started making a career plan on how to get to ESPN. From the people I'd spoken with, they all said, you have to go through local news. You have to do your due diligence, work in local news, you'll climb the ladder eventually. In all of your careers, I'm sure you've spoken with people who have told you the same thing. Bosses, predecessors, they all say there's a ladder you have to climb. You can't skip steps, you can't be super different. Climb the ladder. You can be a little bit different, but stick to the ladder, please. So I was doing that. I was working in local news. I was on this ladder trying to climb up to ESPN. And then COVID hit. And man, that was like a dark cloud came over everybody. I'm going to be Debbie Downer for a second. That was terrible. And I'm a firm believer that hard times brings people together, makes us more united. This didn't feel like it, though. It was dividing all of us because we were alone, we were afraid, we didn't know how to handle it. So I am so thankful I looked at COVID and I was able to see it differently. I didn't see it as, this negative thing. I was able to see it as an opportunity. I looked at what people didn't have, what we were missing, and that was sports was a big one, because sports to me is kind of an escape from reality. We can watch a game, forget about how terrible life is for a second, other than being Lions fans. But I love that. I love that about sports, and we didn't have that. We didn't have that humor, that comedic relief. So it was in May 2020, I did my first video. I did a Zoom call. Thank God we're not doing those anymore. I did a Zoom call with the Big Ten, how the Big Ten would be responding to COVID, how they would be trying to get their season together. And that video now has over 5 million views combined on social media. My dream of working for ESPN is coming true. I did a segment on Sunday NFL Countdown, and I did a feature with the Adam Schefter, which was super cool. So stuff like that is all coming to fruition because I was able to look at an opportunity and see it differently. I was able to look at something differently. When I did all of these videos, I did an interview with someone who's a good friend of mine now, Stuart Mandel from The Athletic, and he asked me, did you think this was possible? And I was like, oh my gosh, no. Like, what? How was this going to happen? Looking back, probably shouldn't have said that in an interview. But I remember thinking, why did I all of a sudden feel like this was my time to be different? Why did I realize COVID was a time to be different? How did I see it that way? So I want to share a story with you guys about how I kind of think the way that I do. I want you to picture this couple in a hospital room. And they're, oh my gosh, I can't get emotional. And they just had a baby boy, and he has cerebral palsy. And the doctor slides across books across the table, and he says, here, you can learn everything you need to know about cerebral palsy, or since your son's already different, he already sees the world differently, let him figure it out. Just treat him like a normal kid and let him figure it out. That was my parents, in case you couldn't tell by the almost emotions coming out. And I'm going to share a little video with you guys to kind of explain my family a little bit more so you kind of understand where I'm coming from.
Color's pink enough. Yes.
But, come on.
I'm sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Agar. Your son has cerebral palsy. He probably won't be able to walk or talk.
What should we do?
These books will tell you everything he won't be able to do. Or you can focus on what he can do.
Okay. Come on.
What if one decision could change the course of your life? I'm sorry. Is what he has contagious? Come on.
Hey guys, this is Johnny, and he would really like to play baseball with you guys. Is that okay? Yeah? All right.
Come on, guys.
Come on, John.
Probably won't be able to walk or talk.
So it was because my parents taught us to look at things differently that I was able to kind of see a positive out of this negative situation. This is my brother John. He's really cute. He is single, ladies, so hit him up. That was not free, by the way. You owe me later. No, he's a super sweet kid, and he has done some incredible things. He's been on several Under Armour commercials with Dwayne Johnson and Michael Phelps. He does Ironman races. My dad's incredible, pushes and pulls him through Ironman races. And all of this is because he sees things differently. He sees a way to impact people in a different way. So I think, a lot of that comes from him, of how I'm able to see things differently. So when it comes to you guys, how can you apply this? How do you look at things differently? Well, social media is a great example. Oh, he also wrote a book. He wrote a book you have to go check out. It's really good. When it comes to you guys, how it applies to social media, I want you to think about a time when you were struggling. What helped you the most? Was it someone doing the unexpected, or what was just expected of them? Usually it's someone doing the unexpected that makes you realize, hey, they really care about me. They really want to help. Social media is a great example of this, because on social media there's constantly trending things. Everything's trending, everything's kind of negative. But if you took all of that and tried to put it back out there in a positive way and bring your own unique spin on it, that can be really successful to you. I'm a firm believer in being positive. I think that's a super important thing. And trends are very important in social media. Don't get that wrong, because trends are what people want to watch. It's what we want to see. But if you take it and you just completely think about what's unique to you that you can put out in the universe, that's a great thing. Each and every one of you has a unique thing about you that nobody else can bring. So figure out what that is, and then you can hopefully get it back out there in a positive way and impact people with it. I was don't take a picture of the Jim Harbaugh thing. I'm so sorry about that. I know. My Ohio State friends were like, what are you doing? It was a big mistake. But no, I think it's really important. I'm so happy that I was able to see things differently and find out what I can bring that's unique. It might not be the best, it might not have the most views, but it's unique to me, and that's what I love about it. And it's making people laugh, so I absolutely love that. I was going to show this commercial to you, but I'm short on time. You have to go look it up. It's a great commercial, holiday commercial. And I remember thinking, what if people don't know what's different about them? How can they be different? Holiday commercials are a great example of this because they are kind. It's a bunch of kindness. And there's nothing more different right now in life than being kind. Not a lot of people are doing it. We're constantly picking fights with people, and it's really hard to find someone that's just genuinely nice and wants the best for you. So I challenge you not just during the holidays, but all the time, just being nice. That's a great way to differentiate yourself from everybody else, especially on social media. And look at things differently. Have a different perspective on life. That's the most important thing. Johnny is the one that kind of allowed me to see things differently, my brother. But figure out what it is for you, and then look at situations differently. Like I said, you don't have to act different. You just have to think differently. And the last thing, just be kind. Be super kind to yourself, to everybody around you, and that already is going to set you apart. This is one of my favorite quotes. It says, "Human kindness has never weakened the stamina or softened the fiber of free people. A nation does not have to be cruel to be tough." Thank you, guys.